Hi, and welcome to the second video for Chapter 9. We left off having created most of the root view controller for our font inspection application. We were just about to go and create some prototype cells in the storyboard, and I was having a problem with being unable to compile because Xcode said it was indexing just continuously from the time the video started until it ended 20 minutes later. So that turns out to just be an Xcode bug, so I just killed and restarted Xcode, and we seem to be okay on that. So let's see, while I was at it, I went ahead and added the last thing I needed to in the root view controller, which is this function font for display, which given an index into the table looks up the appropriate font either in the from the family names array where we keep track of all the fonts, and then we look up the font using the name we get there, family name. We look up using the UI font class, looking up a font for that family name. We get the first font that's in that collection, and if it's not nil, we'll return the font in that size. So we're going to use that. We use that up here in the function that displays the font. We'll call the label font field for the text label, which we're going to use in the cell. We'll call font for display there to get it. And I guess I probably mentioned we have these constants up here, family cell and favorite cell, and those get used here to tell us what kind of a cell we want to be displaying depending on which section of the table we're in. So let's go ahead and create those cells. So we'll get the the file navigator back up here and go to the storyboard. And we're going to set up the prototype cells in this table view, which is our root view controller. So the first one, and we'll go to the attributes inspector. The style we want is subtitle. The identifier we're going to use is family name. Let me make sure I'm matching up from the root view controller family name. That's the string I have to use here so that to match up this kind of a cell with the cell there. And I need to make another change. The accessory here, I want to be the disclosure indicator that'll take us to that the sizes. I'm sorry, the screen where there's a slider to adjust the size of the font being displayed, and then a switch to include or uninclude the font in the favorites list. So that'll give us the little disclosure indicator over here. Now we want a second cell. So I'm going to copy this cell. And this one I want the style to be, this is going to be for the single cell in the favorites part. So I want basic style. My family name, the identifier is going to be favorites. And accessory will be disclosure indicator, same as before. And I want to change the text here from title to favorites. Okay, so I've created two cell types now, and now when I run it, we never got around to running it with just the empty table, but now you'll see just that the root view populated with the font names and subtitle, assuming there are no bugs. We've still got bugs. Okay, so now at least you get to see the empty view. So the question arises, why are we not seeing these cell types that we've... Oh, of course. We never matched up the table view controller in the storyboard with the root view controller in the files. So we'll make that change so that this is not just a generic. So it was basically ignoring everything we had done in the root view controller. So at least you got to see what it looked like when we had just implemented the navigation controller and the table view controller. Now let's give that a go and see if we get our font families. And there we are. Clicking doesn't do anything yet, so if we scroll to the bottom, we should not see the favorites because we haven't added any favorites yet to the favorites list. So just with that single class, we've got a root view controller that works, and what we'll do now is add some transitions to that detail view, the second view, when we select a row in this controller, and we'll do that in the next video.